I'm a human, and as a human, I eat. I got fucking Maslow's hierarchy of needs going on.
Me too, man. I hate having to get stuff and put shelter over my head. All that stuff requires resources, and resources are hard to come by.
Yeah, man. That's why we have set up a Patreon. So if you enjoy the show and you want to help us stay clothed and clean or whatever the fuck it is humans are supposed to be.
Half of those.
Patreon.com/wehaveconcerns.
You always want to have a spare reality.
Gotta have a spare reality lying around. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens. Let's talk about archaeological findings.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Let's talk about digging up old corpses.
What?
Well,
Is your hobbies?
yeah. Let's talk
Some
about
Carboni hobbies.
dark magics and yelling at children. Let's talk about all my favorite hobbies. No, I want to talk about something that happened outside of London.
Okay. In the year 1804.
No. It's involved. There are 2 years involved.
Okay.
One is this year, and the other is much earlier than 1804.
Oh.
Here's what's up. There was a documentary crew in Cheddar, which is a town outside of London. Cheddar!
I want to live in Cheddar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheddar, England.
That's pretty rad.
Man, ain't nothing in England that isn't whimsically named.
Well, is it named that because, I mean, I don't know the history of cheese, but did Cheddar, like, come from there, maybe?
Probably the Earl of Cheddar.
Yeah.
If I'm going to take the transitive property and apply it to what I know about sandwiches,
right.
then the Earl of Cheddar
Has got to be.
was the guy who invented
By the
cheddar
way,
cheese.
Earl of Sandwich's best friend.
Yeah.
The Earl of Sandwich would be nothing today if it wasn't for the Earl of Cheddar.
The Earl of Cheddar would have been nothing, except he was like, dude, Doug.
Yeah.
Doug,
Mhm.
come on. You're like famous bro now. And like,
Well, you know, you make a great product, people love it.
okay, I mean, that's great. And I mean, you listen, man, you got to let me in on this racket, though. We've been friends forever.
Well, we kind of got our own operation here.
No,
It's
I
all
get
going
it.
pretty smoothly.
No,
I don't really
I understand.
need the help.
All I'm saying is like, dude,
Making a
just
lot of
take-
cheddar, if you know what I mean.
just take, no, you're not, shut up, man.
Just making a lot of cheddar.
No,
Yeah.
I'm making a lot of cheddar and nobody's doing anything with it, Doug.
Oh.
All I'm asking is for you to just take one slice of this weird ass cheese.
Yeah?
I keep trying to make Swiss cheese and I'm very bad at it,
Well,
but I
you're
have
not-
this cheese. Could you just put it into your sandwich? Just put it in your sandwich. And then everybody goes, oh, sandwiches need cheddar. Oh, I should get some cheddar.
Yeah. I mean, people like the sandwich with the Swiss cheese. They're pretty happy with it. I mean, we could try it. We'll try it. Let's just, we'll float a,
Thank you.
we'll float a experimental sandwich out there into the market and see if people like it.
You know he doesn't get paid every time somebody makes a sandwich, right? People can just like make sandwiches. You know that, right?
Don't listen to that. Robert, shut it.
Wow. You're
Don't-
just one of those like social media people who's not famous for actually doing anything. Wow.
That is. Do not listen to the Earl of Raps. That dude is jealous. He's skinnier than me.
The Earl of Raps is just like the Salieri
Yeah.
in the Mozart story that is the Earl of Sandwich's life. There's nothing wrong with Salieri.
Right.
He just wasn't fucking Mozart. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
You can blame the other guy, but maybe you got to look inside and say like wraps are just lazy ass garbage sandwiches.
that's right. I'll eat a wrap if I have to, but
Literally only if I have to.
I prefer a sandwich.
Literally, if I'm starving and there's nothing else presented, I mean, I would rather eat, you know how much I hate like junk food, but I will eat junk food before I eat a wrap.
Really?
Oh God, yeah.
I enjoy a good wrap.
Ah!
I mean, it's no sandwich.
Fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit. I will eat a garbage pre-made, like pre-wrapped muffin before I eat a wrap.
What about like a cheeseburger from McDonald's? You gonna have a cheeseburger from McDonald's before you have a wrap?
That's a really weird hypothetical because McDonald's wouldn't have a wrap for me anyway.
That's true, but what if somebody had a plate and on that plate was a wrap,
Yeah.
and then next to that wrap was a cheeseburger from McDonald's, and they said, "Here's the plate you get to choose to eat from."
I would eat nothing. I wouldn't eat.
Oh.
I've made that decision many times before, where it's like a wrap or something with meat.
I like
or
wraps.
nothing. I'm like, fine. I guess I just don't eat. No, wraps suck, man. Wraps are like 85% lettuce, no matter what. 85, and then like what the tortilla or the pita or whatever they use, depending on where you are, is always like stiff and stale and shitty. There's like nothing good. And then like, dude, just put it on a fucking sandwich. Just make a sandwich.
All right. Well, what are we talking about?
We're talking about a grave injustice that's been perpetrated on lunch.
Oh, all right.
But
good.
also a finding in Cheddar, England.
Oh, okay. Cheddar, England.
Here's what's up. They had excavated the remains of a 9,000-year-old predecessor to a human being.
Oh.
9,000-year-old man. Called him Cheddar Man. Makes sense. That's where they found him. One of the lead scientists was a little bummed because he was like, hey, man, this could have been my thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why we
Could have
couldn't
been
call it.
Merkowitz Man.
I don't know why it couldn't have been Merkowitz Man. This seems like real bullshit. I've been leading this expedition for a while. But there was a documentary crew where after they exhumed this body, these remains or whatever there was, they were like, hey, I wonder if we could extract enough DNA from this thing to like figure out who it was. And not just figure out who it was, but figure out if they have living descendants that we could track.
Oh, wow.
Potentially through DNA.
9,000 years ago, and he still
9,000
has
years
descendants.
ago.
I guess that makes sense if he, procreated.
Sure.
The Cheddar Man would probably procreate, though.
Oh,
if you're the
please.
Cheddar Man,
If you're the Cheddar Man,
you probably got lots of kids
Yeah.
all around.
if you're Steve Cheddarwitz, people are like, hey, Steve. But if you like rebrand,
Yeah.
if you're the Cheddar Man,
the Cheddar Man.
then everybody's like, yo, it's that Cheddar Man.
Yeah.
What's up? Personal branding is everything.
It's true.
That's why there's so many bullshit wraps being sold. Wraps are bullshit, but they got a good brand. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So, what if I told you, Jeff, that they were able to extract clean enough DNA? What if I told you, Jeff, that they were able to find the descendants of the Cheddar Man?
They found the Cheddar Man's descendants?
They found little Cheddar.
Boy?
They found little Cheddar Boy.
Little Cheddar Boy.
They found little Cheddar Boy. And it's like, man, 9,000 years. Who knows what could have happened? Here's this man, 9,000 years ago, the dawn of mankind in England. Where has his family gone?
Yeah.
Where are his descendants? What amazing stories are there to tell? What have they seen?
Right.
What is the lineage of the Cheddar Man?
Covered the planet in cheddar.
Oh no, and the answer is the descendant of Cheddar Man lives like literally a quarter mile away from the cave where they found him. 9,000 years
And all
later.
he does is read a book called "Oh, the Places You'll Go."
Yeah.
He just sits and reads it all the time. It was handed down.
Well, he keeps meaning to.
From generation to
Somebody
generation.
gave it to him for his high school graduation. He's
Oh, the
like,
places
I'll
you'll
get
go."
to it. I'll get to it.
1,500 feet from here is where you'll end up, from this very cave 9,000 years ago.
Listen, I'm going to do it, but I promised myself that I would watch One Piece from the beginning. I'm going to watch One Piece and Dragon Ball from Go. And then I'm going to see the world. This guy.
That's 9,000 years ago. This guy was like, I'm going to have kids, and someday they are just going to do something great.
Yeah.
They will, the places they will see.
I survived, and I had children. And this world was harsh, and it was rough. And I was bitten by a snake, and it nearly killed me.
Yes.
And I had the great fever. And afterwards, I still made it. Even though I can't see out of this eye so good anymore since the great fever, even though I was attacked by the wild boars and the animals out here, I built a life.
Yeah.
And the next generation will have it easier.
And the
they'll
generation
go
after
farther.
that. Yeah.
And farther.
Yeah.
And farther. And then eventually,
They'll
we will
turn back.
make it to the edge of the planet.
Then they'll
And
turn
we'll
back.
see what's there. And we'll go, fuck it.
They'll turn back and head back home.
Come right back around.
Yeah, they'll be like, that cave, that really was the place we should
So
have
that's
stayed.
why I'm going to bury this food. So when they get back, they have some. We still don't know exactly how food works, right?
Right. So they found this guy.
Yeah.
They found 9,000 years later the descendant of Cheddar Man,
They found him.
and he was just living down the block. And he's like, "Oh yeah, you could ask me. I remember Cheddar Man."
I remember Cheddar Man. So they found him in these caves in Cheddar, and this guy lives like a mile away from the caves. His name is Adrian Target. And are you ready for this? He's a history teacher.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Right?
History of cheddar. He fucking knows it well. Been handed down generation to generation.
But here's what's hilarious.
My
He's like,
grandpappy knew cheddar. My grandpappy's grandpappy knew cheddar.
here's what's hilarious, though. He teaches modern history.
Oh.
So he's like, I don't know much about this. It's kind of cool, I guess.
Wow.
I have nothing to add. Really, what I'm looking at is like, 18th century to like now,
Yeah.
really 9,000 years ago. I don't know. I guess there were caves because that's where you found them, and I've been to the caves and I've seen them. So I would imagine.
Yeah, these guys spent thousands of dollars on this research grant
Yeah.
to, match the DNA, search this guy down. They come knocking on his
They
door.
just felt like the most boring normal guy. He didn't do anything. He didn't go anywhere from there. And then they're like, oh, well, at least the connection is he loves history. And he's like, oh, not really.
No, just
Not
more,
that much history.
More modern history.
Just like, slightly less historical.
Stuff from when there was actually pictures and cameras and stuff.
Like anything from the bicycle forward. Let's say bicycle forward.
Yeah.
I know. Anything before that, it's like, yeah, I guess he's from those caves. I think the interesting thing about this is they were looking at the DNA, and it has conclusively, like, they know it. They know it
has
for sure.
cheddar in it.
It's full of it. It's like a combo. It's like the delicious cheddar cheese combo.
Yeah, it's like fried cheese curds.
It's like the good breadsticks.
Yeah, when you take his
when
DNA,
you like bite into those good breadsticks,
when you
and
take
there's
his
cheddar,
DNA,
and you're like, oh shit, these are cheesy breadsticks. Oh fuck!
when you take his DNA and you separate it, it has like a long string in between it that just stretches and stretches.
Yeah. It gets real gooey.
Yeah, it's good.
They found that only one base pair is different than it was in his predecessor. Like everything
Oh my
that's
God.
important is that they needed was exactly the same, except
Oh,
for
man.
one base pair.
This guy
out of
has
three-
his guy's entire lineage has led the most boring.
Yeah.
They've like stayed in the same place, interbred. They're just stayed as boring and vanilla as could be. They're just cheddar man all the way down. It's one of those things like you see in a movie where the same actor plays every generation.
Yeah.
Like every picture in history is just the same weird looking
This is like
guy.
Cloud Atlas, but with nothing weird. There's like nothing weird in it.
This guy lives in a house and he's got portraits of all his family and they look like him exactly. Like the woman looks like him with long hair.
Yeah.
The dad looks like him with a beard. It's just the same.
It's literally a British sitcom. And they said even this one pair that was different than they expected is just, it's been 9,000 years. It's just a natural mutation. Probably nothing interesting.
Yeah. It's
Nothing-
the thing that knows how to use cell phones.
What would you do if I found out that they found, like, we found out where you came from? It's literally right the fuck over there.
I'd be so depressed.
I'd be so depressed.
Yeah.
So depressed.
We've done nothing in 9,000 years.
I didn't even go. Like anywhere. You can see where I came from here. Some people find that very comforting.
Yeah.
Some
that's
people
true.
love that. There are some people that are very, very proud of this, right? Like you run into one of those families.
Yeah, we're
where
eighth
it's just-
generation.
One of my exes, I think I've said this before, her last name, let's say her last name was Sandwich. It was not,
Oh,
but let's not give out her last name.
okay.
Because she's an ex and not my actual wife, and so I cannot get
All right.
consent from her. And
It'd be
et cetera,
great
et
if her
cetera.
last name was Sandwich.
It's Sandwich.
Okay.
But let's say her last name was Sandwich. I went to meet her family,
Mm-hmm.
and I met 4 generations of her family. And do you know where her family lived? Sandwich Road. Do you know
Wow.
why? Because her family had always lived there
Wow.
since as long as there was a road, and before that.
I actually think that's probably more common than we might think. That, if you've established roots in a town to the extent that you have a road named after your family,
Mhm.
you're probably disincentivized to leave. There's probably a family business, family land, family tradition that says,
Sure.
we stay here, we continue here.
You inherited the bank from your father.
right.
And
Yeah.
who knows,
Yeah, your dad was mayor.
Yeah.
Your grandpappy was mayor before him.
It's either a Jimmy Stewart movie or a Gilbert and Sullivan musical.
Yeah.
It's one of the two. But there are some people, they really love that, man. They love the idea of being steeped in this history and like, these are where our roots are. And so this is where we are.
I find that terrifying.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I think it's so frightening.
Yeah.
And
too.
you know how I get when I leave an area of cell phone service. Like, I'm one of those people. And so like to think that these people had chosen to live like kind of in the country, like their nearest neighbor's 2 miles away, and it's just like it's just the family. Just the family lives there, and anybody who isn't their family lives like at least 2 miles away.
Yeah.
And like the store in the town is like 10 miles away.
Yeah.
And it's just holy shit.
I like to think that this Cheddar Man has like there's the cave where they found the remains, and then like every 10 feet leading to where he lives is a grave of the previous generation. It's just a dotted line leading to him as how far they got.
Yeah, and they just get like slightly farther and farther away. They're just like, well, that's when the Black Plague went away, so that's great.
Yeah.
As you can see, the distance to the grave is 3 steps longer. And here's where we cured polio, that was awesome.
This
So
is
like
the
that's
great migration that we made 47 feet away, and
and now look, when I die, my grave will be almost an entire football field away from where we started.
Wow, we've really come a long way.
Yeah, literally, like that's, you couldn't jog that without getting a little winded. Like a little. I mean, jog maybe. You couldn't sprint. You couldn't sprint it.
No,
certainly not. And I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend going more than 10 feet away from where you started in your life.
I find that terrifying. Mostly because there's so much world to see, and I would hate to be limited. I mean, it's nice to have tradition and all those things, but I mean, my parents live in the same town that their parents lived in, and there's a nice familial thing happening there where like I was hanging around my grandparents as a baby, and as a young person, I had that family around me, but. My God, the idea of me living in the same town as my parents now at this age, it sounds terrible.
Do you know what sucks? Do you know what sucks for this for good old Professor Target? I don't even know if he's a professor. He is. He said, I think he is. Yeah. In 9,000 years, I mean, it's entirely possible that his living there is just coincidental, but no one's ever going to buy that. Yeah. That's the problem, is like now he is branded as like the guy who's gone nowhere in 9,000 years. Yeah. And he's just like, no, actually.
Look, I have pictures of my dad in Paris.
Look.
He lived in Paris.
I have an extensive amount of my family lives in South America. Like we've been everywhere. Okay.
Sure,
okay,
Cheddar Man.
Cheddar. You born in Cheddar, die in Cheddar.
No, there was a really great housing price, right? It's just a wild coincidence.
I moved here 6 months ago.
I've been living on the French Riviera.
I don't even have a British accent. Clearly, I'm not from here. Well, none of us have British accents because Jeff and Anthony are tired.
That's the way it works.
Because they're recording at a different time than they normally do. They just don't have it in them to do the voices right now.
Yeah.
You guys, who's the real Cheddar Man?
Who's the real Cheddar Man?
Us or Jeff and Anthony? Yeah, I feel like this guy's gonna get a bum rap, and that's
unless
sad.
it's true.
Unless it's true.
I mean,
in which case he deserves
but that would be
it.
hilarious if he literally just randomly moved back to
I
Cheddar.
hope this Walter Mitty's him, man. I really do. I hope this is the thing where he sees this and he's like, fuck,
I'm out.
It's time to go longboarding in Brazil or whatever. Like,
Cheddar
I gotta
Man
get out of here.
Yeah.
Drop the cheddar mic. I don't know. To you guys, I would love to hear from this because obviously we are one particular point of view, but I do know a lot of people who, like you said, Jeff, like come from multi-generational families that like we're very proud of the fact that we've given a lot to this town.
Yeah.
And like, so if you're one of those people, let us know. If you are one of those people who can't imagine living in another town, let us know that too. We want to hear from you.
I'm curious as to what the split is on that.
Yeah, you can let us know on Twitter. I'm at @Carboni.
I'm at Jeff Canada.
And you can hashtag, God, you gotta hashtag him Cheddar Man.
Cheddar Man.
You gotta. When life gives you a hashtag, you take it.
You take that, Cheddar Man.
Take it. And hey guys, by the way, if you haven't visited our Patreon recently, we've switched it up.
Yeah. Tons of new fun, cool stuff. We're giving physical items to people at the $25 level. You get those beginning conversations that we start the show with at the $3 level and above.
Mm-hmm.
You get early episodes at the $10 level. Lots of cool tiers.
Yep, $10 level now. You also get live. This week is going to be an exception because I'm going out of town. But at $10 a month, you get to watch us record these episodes live. You get a private live stream.
Yeah.
And then also at $5 a month, you get a weekly video hangout with me and Jeff. So I mean, we presented those
Not monthly, not weekly.
a monthly hangout with me and Jeff. We've presented these terribly.
Yeah, we've all out of order. Crazy wackadoo.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what?
We're gonna take it again.
Okay.
Hey, if you haven't visited the Patreon recently, we have swapped it up. We have changed up our rewards. You might want to check them out. Starting at the $3 level now, you get our cold opens. Those are those little conversations that we always come into the episode in the middle of.
Yeah.
At $5 a month, you get a monthly live hangout with me and Jeff. Everybody gets together and chats. It's a lot of fun. At $10 a month, you get episodes a day early, and you get to watch us as we live stream our recording session just for patrons. It's a private live stream. And then at $25 a month, secret mail.
Secret mail.
Sending out the first secret mail this week. I'm very, very, very excited about it.
We're starting to dig it.
You're going to dig it, and here's what's crazy. I think you're going to dig it, and we're also starting small. I think you're going to dig it, but I think as months go by, like, we are going to get crazier and crazier with this stuff. We already have some amazing stuff that's in the works.
Oh, man.
Go check it out. That's patreon.com/wehaveconcerns. It is the only way we support and fund the show and keep it going. So if you enjoy the show,
Throw us some cheddar.
Throw us some cheddar.